Back to a man who loves his THC, Tony Khan and Dynamite.
Well, I skipped Pockets versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Jay Lethal versus Felix because I hate to see Jay Lethal wasted. Kyle's already buried, and you can't take that seriously. But so let's ask, what is Jericho doing now? I saw somebody on Twitter say, but it's not hard to come up with this viewpoint. He's been on television for 30 years. We know what he talks like, what he acts like. It's not a matter of changing a gimmick or a nickname or a catchphrase or a way you're dressing or switching from babyface to heel. He's just why is he doing this? Why is he screaming? Why it's like old 90s cable access with guys with a camcorder that weren't even doing necessarily a wrestling show, but just a show where they thought they were doing funny improv of some description. And the screaming of, and here's the way that you ladle the beans out of the, or whatever the fuck, to everybody. Who is this for? Who wants to see this?
Chris Jericho. And Dave Meltzer. Apparently Dave put it over.
He likes it.
Apparently he put it over and said it was funny. I haven't heard it, but a bunch of people sent me. You got to hear Dave Meltzer say that the Jericho stuff is good comedy.
What? All right.
It's awful. And it's so over the top bad that it's like you cringe watching it almost. Because it's a desperate attempt for a desperate guy to hold on. He's run out of things he could do. So now he's just doing stupid. Drag Big Bill down. Unfortunately, this may be the best thing Brian Keefe does in AEW. But he's dragged Big Bill down to do this fake acting, similar to the Young Bucks doing the same thing on the show. Roddy Strong just went through a period screaming at everyone. Now Jericho's doing that. Just roaming the hallways. For what reason? Like, what's the point of all this?
Yeah, they have a camera following the Jericho vortex so that he can go around and tell random people how to execute their jobs or perform their tasks in a voice that sounds like Robin Leach's.
See, that's how you know Tony Khan. See, this is where Tony Khan needs to step in and say, Chris, I know you're not going anywhere for a long time. I know that because of the contract, but maybe stay home for a year. Get yourself into shape, refresh your blood, come up with some ideas. Because him keeping himself on TV and just trying to evolve into some other stupid character, how many times does this have to fail in a row before Tony will acknowledge that he needs to have a tough conversation with Chris Jericho? Everyone else in that company knows what's up. But Jericho will keep doing it, and when this bombs, he'll come up with some other stupid character, and he'll have a flunky who acts like a fool like him, putting him over. It's the same thing over and over again.
Terribly uncreative. He was someone when he came there, but then he's been 6 different people since then. Anyway, and there's the more of this through the show.
The problem is it's all throughout the show, and it got worse and worse. But this is the attempt to get past the fans chanting, please retire at him. This is him leaning into that. And I don't know how this leans into that, but this is him leaning into that and trying to make it work for his new character. The fans telling him to stay home. They don't want this.
I'm not sure he's leaning into it as much as pissing in the wind.
It's one thing to be a heel, but it's another thing to try to be a heel with Go Home Heat. That's what the attempt. It's like, how much could I do to get people to turn the channel? That's what it feels like. Really, really bad. This is some of the worst work of Chris Jericho's career, and that's saying something. That's saying a lot.
It's sad. It's sad.
And poor Big Bill, he was finally showing some potential with Ricky Starks. And now here he is. Who convinced Big Bill this will be great for you? You'll finally get to show people you have a personality. You'll get to do some comedy. Who tried to convince Big Bill or did convince Big Bill, Chris Jericho, that this was a good idea? Because this is horrible.
Oh, I think he knows it's not a good idea. I think he just knew not to say no to it.
We'll find out. We'll find out if he goes to WWE, because just like everyone else there, Big Bill wants to go back there. So we'll see if he signs a new deal because they believe in this character, or we'll see what happens in the future. Where's Ricky Starks? That's all anyone's asking. And it ties into Big Bill, who's been recreated. Ricky Starks off TV, more over than both of them.